Yo, what's up, you guys? It's Sax, and today I got a topic that I preach. I preach a lot, and it's you know not the most exciting thing in the world, but I'm talking about reading today. So I know reading is not a topic that seems very intriguing. Maybe it is to some of you guys, but why is reading so important? In my opinion, reading is so important because it teaches you so many valuable lessons, but so many people don't do it nowadays that you can almost just get ahead. Hey, and before we get into the video, I want everyone to go subscribe and hit that like. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so that'd mean a lot. Now, getting into the video, why is reading important? Reading is important because it teaches you valuable lessons. Now, what lessons? That's what I'm going to be diving into today. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of the books that I have read this year. This isn't all of them, but I'll just show you guys a couple. This one I read, I recommend. It's called The Four Agreements. It is by Don Miguel Ruiz. So, what did I learn from this? I learned that these four rules, agreements and such, actually play a pivotal role in your life. Not taking stuff personally is one of the most valuable things in this story. Another thing that I learned from this is being a man of your word, living up to what you say, putting your words where your actions are. I think those are two very important things, and two things that I would like to get better at. Now, with those two lessons I have just shared, that brings me to one of my topics, which is reading helps you mature. Reading helps you mature because it just gives you a whole new perspective, which definitely ties into another one. It gives you another point of view. And what I mean by this is it gives you another person's lens. Because when you're reading, it's not your words, it's someone else's. So you get another chance to look at someone else's perspective and, learn from someone else's wisdom in a sense. So I think that is it's a really cool thing, and it gives everyone a chance, to share their voice, share their opinions, share their wisdom. Now, I'm not just gonna keep promoting these books, but this is, excuse me, something just fell on the floor. This is my favorite book. One of my cousins recommended it to me. It's called The Slight Edge. I'm not gonna pull a LeBron, open page 1 and say a whole lot of nothing about the book. To actually dive into this book, it's about, kind of holding yourself accountable, and it shows you all these different possibilities of what your mindset can put you in. You can be, it talks about in the story, you can be a homeless person or you can be a millionaire. You make a lot of the choices that you have in your life. Not everything is going to be planned out for you already. Not all these problems are going to just fix themselves for you. You have to take matter into your own hands and eventually spring forward, make your own life. You live the life that you want to live. And I just wanted to give a couple of these examples from these books. It's just because those are just a couple of the things that I have learned this year, and they have molded me into a better person. So another thing that I actually would love to get into is talking about attention span, because when you look at everything, it's so stimulating. When you watch one of my videos, it's not as stimulating as a Mr. Beast video, and it's for a reason. I have a different audience than Mr. Beast. I have a different audience than any other channel. But when you look at someone like my videos, there isn't a crazy amount of stuff. There might be subtitles, but there isn't as many stimulating things. Maybe I show up a study, maybe I put some pictures in. But to be honest, my videos aren't as, stimulating. They're, people would say they're more boring. Obviously that's just a matter of perspective, but when you're reading a book, you don't need any of that shit. You don't need all these bright colors and all these overstimulating things, like when you're on TikTok, you're watching 15-second videos, because you need that stimulation every single 15 seconds, you need that. That's at least for a lot of people. And with reading, it's pretty bland, it's words on a paper. Obviously, okay, don't take that out of context. Words on paper can be a lot of different things, but what I'm trying to say is that it's just not that stimulating, and a lot of people would find it boring because, it's informational. It's not supposed to be as entertaining, but it's meant to make you into a better person, and that's what I'm trying to talk about. Everyone's talking about winter arc, molding yourself into a better person before 2025. This is a great way to do that. Maybe I make a video on that stuff, but reading is a great way to start on that. Obviously it's great to physically grow, but mentally, can't beat that. You can't beat that. Now, just a little recap. I've talked about perspective, kind of analysis on certain things. Obviously information, and I took a couple of life lessons out of these books that I've read. Making you mature. And if you guys want me to dive into that, I'll just give you a quick little summary. If you're reading more books, then you're going to be overall more mature because you're going to have a greater perspective. You're going to have a better idea of, most situations, better understanding of people, that sort of thing. You're mature. Now, another thing I talked about was attention span. Obviously, I just talked about that. And the last two things I would like to talk about are improved memory, and that is calming. I'll just start with the calming thing first. It's calming and it's perfect right before bed because, it's got to tire your eyes out. You're looking and you're focusing on something, for, I don't know how many pages you're reading. I recommend just 10 pages a night. If you were consistent with that, that is 70 pages per week, And if you put that into perspective, that's probably a new book every 3 weeks. So catches up, man. If you're consistent with it, it catches up. With anything really, but with reading, that's gonna help. That can give you another thing that can discipline you. But back to the calming thing, it's gonna if it's gonna tire your eyes out, it's gonna help you up for a better night's sleep. So I recommend doing it right before bed so you can get a better night's sleep. It's a much better thing to be doing than ingesting all this blue light right before bed. So now, last thing, improves memory. When I read, and you're focusing on a book, at least for me, these sentences just kind of grow in my brain. I remember certain things, and maybe you want to highlight stuff when you're reading. It's going to improve your memory because you're going to be trying to take every little thing out of that book and see how it can benefit you. So when you're completely focused, it's going to improve your memory. You're going to be so focused on that one thing, and that is a great thing. That's a great thing. If you can focus, then that can get you far in life. So yeah, those are just a couple of the cool things that I have learned about reading, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night. Make sure to like, comment, sub, and it helps out the channel. So see you on the next one.